kill an enemy, you'll see a hit marker on their head. I must have messed up one of the dependencies on this mod, but it was one of my favorites in the PC version. I found it really satisfying when you get the headshot. It also removes a lot of the ambiguity when they're dead. You can see a clear visual indication of when the enemy is actually dead. The SW camera mod lets you place down a camera and then view it with your Quest 2. There's an alternate reality where I used this camera to get shots for all the different mods in BoneLab. That would have taken a ridiculous amount of time though, as the camera becomes your Quest view, so it can be very trippy and disorienting. That said, it's really cool because you can get these shots that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get. I would love some kind of mod that creates an IP camera that you can see on a website, so then I could record third person on Quest 2. You can now force pull absolutely anything. From carts to cones, nothing's off limits anymore. It's especially fun to use on enemies. You can really manipulate their bodies. You can play some serious psychological games with the crablets. It'll have you feeling like an all-powerful being. Infinite reserve ammo just gives you infinite ammo. It removes the problem where you're constantly running out no matter what map you go on. Here, you just always have ammo and you don't have to worry about it. It can be a massive pain constantly spawning it. It seems to max out your ammo at 500,000. Slide scale lets you change the size of any object. You can make your pistol absolutely huge, which is quite comical. This was one of my favourite mods in Boneworks, so I'm happy to see it working on BoneLab on the Quest. It also works on enemies, but it will cause them to glitch out a lot if you don't do it correctly. It's pretty funny seeing a giant cart. It is reusable to certain sizes. The Grappler converts the constrainer to a grappling hook. You can do some crazy stunts. It's just a lot of fun Spider-Manning around. Combining it with a pistol can be especially challenging. Always sprinting means you're always sprinting no matter what. It can be annoying constantly pressing the sprint button, so this mod just completely fixes that issue. This mod comes with a security camera and a working monitor. You can use it to see around corners. I attached the camera to a brick and then shot it with tons of balloons to create a spy balloon. You can also weld it to your cart to create a reverse camera. It means you don't have to constantly look behind your back when you're driving. The pulse rifle from Aliens, one of the greatest sci-fi movies ever made. Subtle details like the ejecting animation are much appreciated. The Pelican from Halo 3. It features a very accurate design and doors that open up for you as soon as you walk in. It has a Nimbus-based throttle where you pull the trigger to accelerate and change the angle of throttle to adjust the pitch. It has turnable engines via a steering lever. It has landing gear and hatch animations for landing and takeoff. It holds 11 passengers with 1 in the co-pilot seat and 10 in the jump seats. It also has a custom sound for the Pelican engine and air acceleration. A skateboard that works like a vehicle. You sit down on it and you're attached. It's a lot of fun just riding around going down hills on the skateboard. You can really feel yourself having to balance your body with your arms. I couldn't resist welding Ford onto it and then pushing him off a volcano. The Airpod Shotty was one of my favourite PC VR mods, so I was excited to try out the Quest version. You load AirPods into the top and then you're good to shoot. The Anzio 20mm anti-tank rifle. If firing conditions aren't perfect, it will kill you, but it's a lot of fun and packs a massive punch. The Batman model featured in Arkham Knight. Buff Arthur Ford features some exceptionally strong and thick arms. It was great being the regular sized Ford while being able to pick up enemies and throw them around the room. It also makes light work of recoil. Dead Space Isaac Clarke Horror Pack. It comes with a whole range of his engineering suits from the game. I'm still waiting for a Dead Space VR game. The Dune 044 is just absolutely beautiful and one of my favourites. The Flash model from the TV series. This comes with a whole range of GorillaTag models. It's so cool in BoneLab having no legs. A Battle Droid NPC from Star Wars, featuring full voice acting. The level of detail everywhere and around the neck is just incredible. There's also one you can spawn that you can't kill. BoneLab Combat Evolved brings 2 Halo guns. It includes the battle rifle from Halo 2. There are incredible subtle details everywhere on the gun. And the assault rifle from Halo 1. The creator's planning on adding a lot more Halo stuff into the mod. The bubble gun is an extremely awesome tool that lets you blow bubbles at an alarmingly fast rate. The bubbles actually do seem to affect objects. Kick back, relax, and enjoy some regulated motion sickness on the Bonetube. It's especially fun just going down giant hills on it. I was going so fast, sometimes I just glitched into the rock. Black Ops 1 Zombies is one of my favourite games of all time, so I was excited to try out this ray gun. The design, sounds and effects are absolute perfection. A fully working Nazi Zombies mode in BoneLab would be incredible. Imagine the waves go up and the zombies keep getting more health. These coloured light bulbs are just so much fun to play around with. I was completely blown away when I realised they actually have an impact on the surrounding area, including the player. It's such a cool detail and it's incredible it can run on the Quest platform. This mod brings a range of Combine into BoneLab as NPCs. It's a lot of fun just shooting them down with full physics that we don't have in Half-Life Alyx. The Crucible sword is beautiful and it ignites when you press the trigger. It's very heavy and great for just mowing down enemies. I love the subtle glow it gives off as well. Straight from Cyberpunk 2077, a powerful precision rifle. It was used in both sides of the Metal Wars. I actually really enjoyed my time with Cyberpunk 2077 despite the controversy. I love the beautiful metallic shine of the gun. You can use it to give yourself a gravity boost as well. This Dark Souls pack comes with a large zombie and a small zombie. It's great just having another enemy to mow down. The sounds and animations on their stomachs is so cool. This Deadpool NPC pack comes with a mortal and immortal one. The detailing and colouring is perfect. Rexmech, one of the best mod creators for BoneLab's Desert Eagle, is absolute perfection. It comes in a whole range of beautiful colour waves. The sounds it makes when you do everything make it one of the most satisfying VR guns I've ever used. You can even use it to make yourself fly. There's always time for a cheeky trickshot reload. The Dingo is an awesome machine gun that was featured in Black Ops 3. The dirt bikes in multiple colorways are a much needed addition in BoneLab. It's tons of fun trying to maneuver them around the campaign levels. It's actually surprisingly easy. I made my way down these stairs without much issue. I would love to see someone made a video like, can you beat BoneLab on a motorbike? I'm sure it's possible, it would just be quite a challenge. To make it a bit more challenging on myself, I was jumping off cliffs, going into slow motion, and then trying to kill the enemies with my pistol. All the doors are fully working and you can store things in the boot. You can use it in multiplayer. Someone can sit in the passenger seat while you're driving. It's a blast just cruising around in this classic car. This Elizabeth NPC with voice acting from Bioshock Infinite, one of the best games of all time. This avatar has good physics. Enemy Wave Spawner adds 9 spawnable buttons which when pressed spawn waves of various enemies and ammo so you don't run out. I just love not having to press the utility button 1,000 times to spawn different enemies. You can just have them in an instant and try out a new gun. Functional ladders gives you horizontal and vertical ladders that are both movable and unmovable. It's pretty surprising these aren't in the base games as an object, but it's good to have them here. Makes you feel like a monkey just climbing around. This is the Fallout 4 Gatling Laser mod, which includes a basic barrel spinning animation, particles, reflex sight, lots of colliders, and laser spreading. There's a grip on the front, and when you pull it, it enables the reflex sight. I tried using it to make myself fly. The giant physical spinning hammer is exactly what it sounds like. You can jump onto it and fly across the map. You can weld it down and then put whatever you want in front of it. My favourite thing to do was just to spawn forwards and watch them yeet across the render distance. I attached forward with elastic to the top so it would just be suffering forever. The gravity shifter lets you change your gravity to the Sun, the Moon, Earth, Jupiter, and Mars. It's fun just spawning a bunch of stuff and then changing the gravity to the lowest setting. Moon combat is also a ton of fun. It makes playing baseball much easier. A spawnable gyroscope. I noticed that it was having no friction with the ground, so I decided to try and make a car out of it. I guess you could call it a success? It's so trippy just having hands in BoneLab. It would be really interesting playing BoneLab without a physical body. I wonder if that would take away most of the jank in the game. It probably would. I did find it made climbing a lot easier. It's probably a placebo though. Anzio with a hidden blade attachment. It's a ton of fun, but very glitchy. The Hulkbuster avatar is one of my favourite PC VR mods. You're not too big, but you have way more added strength. You can just pick up enemies and fly them around like they weigh nothing. You can grab NPCs and just stretch them all the way out. It feels like a medieval MythOS torture technique. Punching them's great, and you can use NPCs as weapons on other NPCs. The Iron Giant is pretty self-explanatory. It had me feeling like God. I wonder what the biggest avatar you can create is. And an avatar from Hotline Miami. A great game, and if you haven't played it, you should check it out. Kermit the Frog. It's just such a comical avatar. When you fight enemies with this skin, it's just absolutely hilarious for some reason. The Nux hands are another really cool experimental avatar. In combat, you really notice your body doesn't get in the way of your vision of sight. Usually your arms blocks your vision from some things. I much preferred it to having a full body when shooting people with a pistol. Kratos from God of War. I've never played the game, but the avatar's cool. Master Chief from Halo 3. I hope Microsoft one day make a Halo VR game. Night War Ghost from Call of Duty. The Mystery Hunter avatar. It acts as a portable mystery box. When you grab the question mark on your right arm, it then cycles through the mystery box and you get a random gun. It's so cool how portable it is. There are a ton of guns from Black Ops 3 and they're all unique. This mod is just too much fun. The Noble 6 avatar from Halo Reach. It includes both the male and female version. The Reaper avatar from Black Ops 3. It comes in basically every color you want. Forward, but he has short sleeves. This was my go-to avatar in Boneworks. It also comes with a variant that has gloves, which reminds me of Blue VR's videos. We have Shrek. Couldn't resist swamping some heads in while I was Shrek. Using the gun was also oddly hilarious. A Stormtrooper avatar. The original Arthur Ford from Boneworks. An Enchant Spider-Man avatar from the Raimi trilogy. The Energy Sword from Halo. I was trying to copy some of the Halo animation. You can now have headcrab enemies in BoneLab. They're quite scary. You can either get a samurai sword out and make a kebab. The Thompson submachine gun. It takes a 50 drum magazine. A working Hitman pistol in gold. The mod creator had quite a few requests for the iconic gun in the Hitman trilogy. The small grooves look beautiful. The HMG MK31 from Cyberpunk. You can turn a laser on by clicking B when you're holding it. This gun is absolutely huge. It has so much power as well. I couldn't resist trying to attach it to a helicopter. A campaign mission where you do that would be so much fun. Here we've added 9 different coloured lights, each with different variations, fixed and movable. The fixed versions are removable after being spawned, but the movable versions can be picked up and put wherever you like. I could play around with dynamic lighting all day, especially as someone who grew up only having baked lighting. The launchpad from Fortnite. You can spawn one that won't move and one that you can move. It's good to bounce on, but my favourite thing to do is use it as a launcher. It has a cool bouncing sound effect as well. Over 45 fully working lightsabers into BoneLab. They all have incredible startup and swooshing sounds. This has to be one of my absolute favourite BoneLab mods of all time. Now all we need is full dismemberment and this is the best Star Wars game. You can see the lightsaber fall all the way down. The minigun is beautifully designed. The spinning chambers and sound effects all work flawlessly. It's great for mowing down some enemies. I found it's best for helping you fly. You wouldn't need to touch the ground once if you're playing the campaign. It's incredible how much control you can get over the character. The Spartan Laser comes with this awesome animation when you pick it up. It also has a working screen and features the Halo 3 charge up sound. It didn't seem to be able to go through every single enemy. The model 1895 has one of the most satisfying bolt pushes I've ever used. The mechanical parts pack comes with so many things. It comes with bearings in large, medium, small and very small sizes, motor bearings in the same sizes, and controllable bearings. There's a lot of them. It also includes tyres, basic geometry, saw blades, and thrusters. You could spend all day playing around this mod. Something like this really should have been in the base game. The melon loader has to be one of the coolest guns. It just shoots melons at everything. It's so satisfying just seeing them explode in the distance. The Minecraft Diamond Sword, which is an absolute classic. It's more of a blunt object than a sword. The Fennec 45 from Modern Warfare 2. The Panzerschreck from COD World at War. You put the rocket in the end and it's ready to go. With the utility gun, you can also just spawn the explosion. It's great because it means you don't have to reload and you can just get straight to the exploding. A parachute you can open and close. I wonder what this fully implemented into the avatar would look like. It could be a lot of fun. A patented force application device from the legendary mod creator Bubba Corp. When you press on the trigger, it blows a fire extinguisher onto whatever you're aiming at. The smoke effect looks really cool and it actually gives off quite a bit of force. After a bit of practice, you can get enough control to fly wherever you want. It felt pretty satisfying being able to stabilize yourself. I tried to attach it to NPCs, but it didn't work very well. The plasma auto rifle from Timesplitter's Future Perfect. Normally the gun is supposed to be able to fire until it heats up. In BoneLab, you just have to load it in a tiny magazine. It shouldn't even distract you once loaded. It holds about 250 rounds. This was the mod creator's first gun, and I look forward to their other creations. This is the plasma ray gun, which has since been deleted, but it's a lot of fun to play around with. The PPSH-41. It takes me back to Call of Duty World at War Zombies, just mowing down enemies. Quick spawn items lets you spawn items in bulk. It saves so much time. You can just spawn a ton of ammo or weapons. You don't have to go through individually looking for each individual type of thing you want to spawn. They're just all there immediately. Again, something like this really should have been in the base game. You can just spawn a castle on demand. And even just a whole bunch of cardboard boxes. This is a giant NPC pack with a whole range from Half-Life 2. It's pretty cool watching them all fight with each other. It just makes me want Valve to make another VR game so bad, but we might be waiting a while for that. .711 Alpha has to be one of my favourite modded maps from one of the best creators, Bubba Corp. This map is absolutely huge and there's hidden details hidden everywhere on the map. There's a fully usable basketball court. You can go into the 7-Eleven and interact with all the objects. There's lots of hidden tiny Easter eggs everywhere, and it's incredible the amount of interactability you have in the store. You can even get yourself a Slurpee, fill it up, and drink it. There are multiple different flavours to choose from. Let's jump in the elevator so we can explore the underground sections. Pressing this button causes a trap to activate. We then have to hide in this little escape at the bottom. How cool is this little weird room? The music is absolutely incredible on this map. I love this space room, it was so cool. This house has serious horror movie vibes. There's even a study spot on this section of the map. There's a fun racetrack you can go all the way around. Labworks lets you play Boneworks in BoneLab on the Quest. The amount of detail is absolutely crazy. This is a must-play map. It currently includes the levels Break Room, Museum, Streets, Runoff, and Sewers, kind of. The creator is constantly adding new maps, and if you haven't played Boneworks, definitely check this one out. It seems every time I try this mod, it's better. The sound design everywhere just adds so much to the immersion. It really does feel like you're playing Boneworks.
Hello and welcome to the Museum of Technical Demonstration. The museum halls are not furnished.
I keep getting surprised when I try something and it works. Always time for some quick boxing. You can now play on Construct, one of the best Gmod maps. You can go all the way up the building, play on the water, and just have fun killing enemies. It's fun seeing the bullets impact on them, pushing them off the ledge. The water just acts as a solid object as always. Project Liminal adds a liminal space as a custom map. It's pretty creepy walking around and checking it out. The subtle lighting is incredible in each room. The lighting on this McDonald's map is absolutely perfect. You can go in and explore, and you can even use this map with multiplayer. I took it as a great opportunity to kill Ford. Of course, it comes with a night version as well. It's a lot easier on the eyes in VR. Here we have The Simpsons Hit and Run full map. It's a massive nostalgia trip. I remember playing The Simpsons Hit and Run on my PS2. Definitely check this one out if you're a fan. Man, I wish they would port games like this into VR. That would just be absolutely awesome. I remember I broke my leg when I was 13 and I just played Skate 3 on my Xbox 360. This brings the entire map into BoneLab. I can't emphasize how huge it is. It's the full Skate 3 map. You could have hours of fun just driving around and sliding down all the hills. I gave it a shot, go-karting down this hill with not much success. I think the Bonetube mod would be really good for this. This map comes with everything you can spawn in BoneLab. It's a ton of fun just checking out random objects you never usually play with. For some reason, I took a liking to the axe. It's just fun trying to destroy every object. It's just bizarre what you can get it stuck on. The Water Park Sandbox is one of the best maps to use with the Bonetube. There's just slides everywhere. I was getting hit and miss performance on this map, but I would definitely check it out if you have the Bonetube mod installed. The pipes are all designed so you don't fly over the edge, and it's a lot of fun just going around. Of course, you can just use a go-kart as well. The colourful sections have to be my favourite. Here we have the full Woohoo Island. This is another map that's absolutely huge and the sandbox possibilities are endless. This one's great to just goof around on. There's a giant volcano in the middle and you can go in and use your grappling hook in there. The best thing about the volcano is if you go to the top, pushing enemies down it, they slide all the way down. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you want to support my work, I've opened up a Patreon with some exclusive benefits.